do it. You're always going to be a failure. You can't accomplish it. He holds on to you like a precious prize and is determined that you're never going to get out of that place. Y'all see that? Thank you, gentlemen. In the English, it means incapable of being taken by assault. It means incapable of being taken by assault. This is a seriously fortified place. But you got to see it in the spirit. This thing is set up in your soulish realm. It also means unconquerable. It wants you to live in Ashdod, and it doesn't want you ever to get out. Now the word bastard also means mongrel, M-O-N-G-R-E-L. And what that means is one of unknown ancestry. So basically it means one who has no identity. You don't know who you are, or you don't know where you came from. One that does not know one or both of their parents. One that does not know one or both of their parents. Okay? That's what we're talking about. What is it? It is a bastard spirit. It is a spirit that will attach itself to your emotions. Now let's look at it. Let's go a little bit further in the definition. A person born bastard, a person born to parents not married to each other. We understand that. But it also means an illegitimate child, contrary to laws. But this is what I want to focus in on, this definition right here. Anything of inferior quality. So let's look at it in the natural. One that does not know one or both of their parents, or one that was born out of wedlock. Because of that, you feel that you are one of inferior quality. It also means varying from the standard. So let's look at that, and let's look at this in the family situation. Say that there is a child that's born and then the parent marries later on. So you got one that is born up under the curse, and then you got one that is born, the rest that are born lawfully. And so the next definition means substandard. And so then they grow up to feel, and then you may not see it, but it may be in the manifestation, and it may be in the way that they act and their behavior, or you'll see it in the way that they respond emotionally, but they feel substandard. That you're never as good as the rest of the family because you don't know who your daddy is, or you don't know who your mama is, so you never feel as good as everybody else. Y'all following me? All right, good. This spirit will get on you, and it will make you feel inferior, and it will make you feel substandard. A person also will get this spirit on them by being born out of rejection. A mother conceives a child that she does not want, or she's not ready for. And the father and the mother can be married. But because they are not ready for this, and they have literally probably spoken, I don't want a child, I don't want another baby, then that spirit, that curse, comes upon that child. When that child enters into the world, it is born in the Ashdod. So it happens out of rejection, during pregnancy, or it could happen at birth. Maybe they didn't know what sex the child was going to be, and they really wanted a boy. And out comes a girl. And then the baby is rejected at birth. Let me just stop right there and let me add something there. And so then we find out then through that rejection of being banished to Ashdod, through that way being rejected because it's the wrong sex. Then this spirit comes upon them, and that curse comes upon them, and then there is a confusion even in that infant child in its soulish realm that it doesn't really know what sex it is. So you ain't born like that. No, you wasn't born like that. It's a curse. And so that curse comes upon them because the parent wanted something else. And when it begins to grow up, and because that spirit has already attached itself to its soulish realm, when it gets to a certain age and is supposed to do certain things that a boy should do, it doesn't do what the boys does, but it does what the girls do. And vice versa. Born out of rejection. Rejected later on in life by one or both of the parents. Not just as an infant child, but later on in life. Something that you've done that they disapprove of. Maybe you married the wrong person. Maybe you're going out with the wrong man. Maybe you decided you didn't want to go to college and they wanted you to go to college. Rejected later on in life or by both parents. Listen to this, by thought, by action, or by verbalization. They may not even tell you. By action or by verbalization. I remember reading in a book, one of the authors talking about deliverance, that he had took a plane ride and he had flew with, sat next to a daughter of a very famous psychologist. And he had come up with this new way for women to abort their children naturally. And so if they got pregnant and they didn't want the child, woman of God, he told them just begin to speak negativities over the fetus. And they had recorded a 60% success rate of women naturally aborting the child as they begin to speak negativities to the unborn child or to the fetus. They would naturally abort it. So what that said to me is that Jeremiah knew what he was talking about. That before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. That something happens even in the womb. All right. Reject means to discard. Reject means to throw away. Reject also means the act of casting off or forsaking. It also means refusal to accept. Oh, that's not my baby. You must have been messing around with somebody else. And then the innocent child suffers because the man refuses to take his responsibility as being the father. To refuse to take, to disagree, or to believe. Again, this person can be in a crowd and still be lonely and still be by themselves. You know, why do you, people all around you and the people they love you, they tell you that they love you, but yet you feel alone and you don't feel love. It attacks generations. It attacks generations, but the blood covenant can break this curse. Hallelujah. But if you don't know that you're living in Ashdod, how are you going to get out? You must first identify the enemy and see how he's operating in your life. So we're going to look at a few more scriptures. I'm going to give you some traits. We already talked about the generation going down to 10 generations. We're not even going to deal with that. All right, let me give you 3 points. We covered some of them. Let me give them to you so you can put them in your notes. 3 points. Number 1, how does a person end up in Ashdod? Number 1, you are born in Ashdod through an illegitimate birth. Listen to this. Or conceived before marriage, and then the parents marry. Okay, now let me show you how this works. Now I'm going to tell you what I know to be true, and I'll share my own experiences. As I was preparing this message, I began to look at it, and I began to look at all the traits. And as I began to look at the traits, and I began to see, oh, they like to be alone. They have even emotions. They don't really get excited about too much. They really don't get mad too much. And